Happy Tuesday, everybody. Dave Fisher here from California Employer Services. I just wanted to take a minute and wish you a very Merry Christmas. I want to wish you and your family a Happy New Year coming up. I pray and hope that your family is in health, that you are all prospering and that your business is growing, and that in spite of the difficult times that we have to deal with, there is joy in your heart and there is an excitement for the future, because this is a great day, because it's going to get better. This too, my mama used to always say, this too shall pass, son. So, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. All of you are on my heart and mind, and I really do wish the best for your business. And I think about you all often as a collective group, and some of you individually, of course. I want to take just a minute and let you know that we are continuing on with the HR services. We are preparing the surveys and the forms that will be used for the disciplinary portion of that program. We are preparing and writing up the elements of it so that you will have those as well as the forms. We're going to walk you through all of it, and it's going to be good, because we're going to work together and we're going to put you in a place where the employee lawsuits, at least the ones that would come from wrongful termination, will no longer have a hold on you. Let's talk for just a second about your employee handbook. Every employer has to have an employee handbook, but every employer doesn't have to have the same employee handbook. And all of our employee handbooks are customized to your business from the standpoint of we send you forms, you answer those questions, we create the employee handbook for you, we ask you to read it and go over it, and then we get back with you and we finish it out. But after talking to some of my clients, not all businesses are run the same. Some businesses are really strict. They don't want their employees being tardy. They don't want their employees being late. And they want to have a way to hinder that, so they put that in their employee handbook, and that's great. The thing of it is if you put that in your employee handbook, you've got to be consistent with it, and you have to do what your employee handbook says you're going to do if that employee continues to be tardy. But some employers don't want all of that. Some employers just want the very basic elements that they need to have a legally defined employee handbook. So we're going to, for those who join the HR services, when we have our sit-down meeting with you, we're going to talk to you. What kind of an employer are you? Are you really strict? Are you disciplined enough that you can actually follow through on the policies that you implement into your employee handbook? And if you are, then the employee handbook that we put out for you is great, because it's a very professional employee handbook. But if you run a more casual team and your environment is more casual and friendly, and you don't want a lot of this and that, and like, for example, you don't want to have the non-expectation of privacy in the workplace. Your employees are more like family to you, and you guys are working to get the job done. Well, maybe you don't need that policy. Maybe you don't need some other policies, but we won't know about that until we sit down and talk with you about it. And so with the HR services, every year we're going to sit down with you and we're going to talk with you for about an hour, going over the reasons that employers got sued last year. We're going to talk with you about what policies you need to implement to prevent that from happening to you, provided you're inclined to do that. And we're also going to talk about maybe there's things in your employee handbook that need to be taken out, because you can have a great employee handbook that has all these policies in it to stop all these things that you don't want going. But if you don't stand behind those policies and you don't operate consistently, then that employee handbook's not going to do you any good. In that case, it would actually be better to have a more casual employee handbook, so you don't have to enforce all the things that you would have to enforce with the normal employee handbook that you got from us. Then let's get you a more casual employee handbook, but let's keep you in compliance, and let's keep you to where you understand that you got to do what's in your employee handbook, and you got to do it consistently and fairly. So listen, If you haven't signed up for the HR services yet and you want to, it's time to start sending in your checks for that. If you have questions about it, give us a call. We're here to help you. We're going to be starting meetings somewhere around the 10th of January with all those people that have signed up because, as I said before, we want to meet with every one of them by April because we want your employee handbook dialed in. We want your policies dialed in. We want your business mindset going forward dialed in so that you can begin to reap the benefits of being more consistent and constant in how you discipline your employees and how you handle the strategies and the policies in your employee handbook. So with that being said, I'm going to let you go. We'll have an actual newsletter coming out right after the first of the year. If you need us, we are taking the week off after Christmas through New Year, unless it's an emergency or unless you really need me. And if you do, call me on my cell phone, 559-284-1912. Of course, I'll be there to answer your questions and to help you because we care about you and we want to make sure that you're doing all right. So have a great rest of the week. Have a great rest of the year, and may the next year, 2022, be the best year that you've ever had. And I look forward to hearing from you. Look forward to seeing you all very, very soon. And have a great day. Bye now.